When I watched the first movie for the first time about 5, 6 years ago, immediately when the movie was over, the first thought that came into my head was, why haven't we got a sequel for this movie? But it's 10 years later, we finally got a sequel to Zombieland 2, and it's about time. So this movie takes place 10 years after the first movie, and I'm so glad all the actors actually did come back. 'Cause sometimes when a sequel takes this long, the actors think, oh, I've won a few Oscars now, I'm a bit above coming back for this zombie movie, or just scheduling conflicts means they can't come back, or just sometimes they just die, so they just cannot come back at all for this movie. But luckily, all the cast, like all the four like a main cast from the first movie, did return for this movie, because I'm glad that none of them happened oh, she died off screen like the way in Rocky Balboa Adrian died in between 5 and 6, but they never show anything just because the actress didn't want to return. I'm glad that kind of scenario never happened for this movie, because it just really helps this movie a lot just by having the entire cast there from the first movie. This movie is absolutely hilarious. It's got all the comedy that is brought from the first movie into the second movie. All the characters they're pretty much the same. You can feel there is growth there, but a lot of their comedy is still very present there. And there's this new character called from the actress Zoe Deutsch, I think her name's pronounced. But her character is Madison, and she's incredibly stupid, and she does not understand sarcasm. So a lot of the humor would come from her, but as well, a lot of people can get annoyed by that. I never got annoyed by it personally, but you can see that the characters in the movie got annoyed by it. So the audience, there's a very high chance that some of the audience members would get annoyed by it. But I don't know. I haven't heard anyone who did get annoyed by a character. I thought it was very funny, but you never know. Some people could get annoyed by it. Now, my problem with all the new additions, right? I can't remember. I think Rose. I don't know her name, but she's also in the Marvel Netflix shows. She was fantastic in this movie. Very funny, very likable as well. But then there was two characters. I think Luke Wilson was his name, and I can't remember the other guy's name. But anyways, they're very high. They're in the marketing a good bit. They very put them forward in all the marketing, but they're barely in this movie, and I didn't really like it because they're not. They're kind of like the way Bill Murray was in the first movie. Like he was there. I don't know if they marketed Bill Murray in this movie or if it was a surprise, but I would have preferred if Luke Wilson and I don't know the other guy's name, but I prefer if they were a surprise in the marketing. If they just appeared, that would have been absolutely, because I knew it was coming in the trailer. Because of the trailer, I knew it was coming in the movie, so it wasn't as funny. The scene itself was funny, but I thought if I didn't know that was coming, it probably would have been a lot funnier. The zombie action as well in this movie was very funny, and it was very original. I love how they had all these different zombies. Like they had the Homer, which was just a stupid zombie. They have Ninja that we actually never got to see for some reason, which was kind of weird. Like, why would they tell us about the zombie if we never seen it? I could be wrong. We could have seen something in the background. I just never seen a Ninja. We also seen, I think they called them Hawkings. I don't know. I don't think we ever seen any of them either. Like we seen one climbing a ladder, but we seen that in the first movie, that kind of stuff anyway. So I don't really think they're geniuses. But then they have a new one called T-800, which is a weird looking zombie. Like they don't even look like zombies the way, like they look like zombies, but they don't act like zombies at all. And some of the way they kill the zombies inside this movie is incredibly creative and enjoyable watch. Because obviously I am a massive Walking Dead fan. You can see the picture of Rick right behind my shoulder. I love The Walking Dead, and they don't really have anything zombie kills like they would in this movie here, because some of them are just unrealistic. As though The Walking Dead is based to be a realistic zombie apocalypse, so you wouldn't get those kind of kills inside that show or the comic book. But they put them all front and center in Zombieland to show off, like, oh, look how cool this zombie kill is. Like the whole zombie kill of the year, just like there's one of them very funny one. I'm not gonna say it, but you would not get that in The Walking Dead because it's just not realistic whatsoever. But they also give a shout out to The Walking Dead inside this movie, which was pretty funny. As soon as I seen it on screen, I did laugh. I think I was the only one in my cinema who did laugh, though. My only problem with this movie was how the whole plot was set up. It was kind of a way that a character learned their lesson in the last movie, and how the last movie resolved because these characters learned their lessons. But after, I think, about 5-10 minutes of this movie, they kind of repeat the same thing, which I thought was like, okay, it's been 10 years. You've clearly grown as a person. Why are you still making the same mistakes you did 10 years ago? You think you would have learned by then. And that's how the entire plot of this movie was set up. And I just thought, I liked the movie, but I thought the way the whole thing was set up, I thought was a bit forced. And that it could have been done a little bit better, especially because they had 10 years to write the script. You think it would have been a bit better to have. Not the script itself was good. I mean, just the execution of how everything came up. I thought, just because like they literally, the movie ended last time with them coming up with this lesson of how it should be done, and they kind of did the exact same mistake in this movie, and then the movie ends the exact same way, like they learned their lesson. So if they do another one, I hope they do a Zombieland 3. I just kind of hope they think of a different way to build the whole plot up from this certain point, because I thought repeating it from the first just didn't really make it as good. Overall, I really enjoyed Zombieland 2. My sister, who I went to see it with, has never seen Zombieland 1 and she still really enjoyed Zombieland 2. So there's no need to actually watch the first one. Of course, like, you do get a lot more out of it. Like when they talk about Bill Murray in this movie, my sister had no idea what they're on about, but because you've seen the first one, you understand what they mean. So you do get more out of it if you've seen the first one, but you don't necessarily have to see the first one. So if you do want to see Zombieland 2, I recommend you watching the first one first, but you don't actually have to. It's not one you have to see in cinema either. You can watch it at home, but I want go see it in cinema because the more money they get, the more likely they'd be to do a third movie. So just go see it in cinema because I would love another movie from this franchise. They haven't said anything about it yet, but I still would love one, and I don't want it to take 10 years this time because I don't think Woody Harrelson's going to be doing it in his late 60s, early 70s. So give this movie as much money as you can. I really, really want another movie. But as well, I got other reviews. I got, like, as I said, this is a zombie movie. I got all Walking Dead reviews if you want to go back and watch them. So click subscribe so you can see them. And as always, thanks for watching.